We wait 1 more minute and then we start. Okay, so I think we can start this webinar. Anyways, everyone can join anytime, so there will be letting in also during the session. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We call this webinar Empowering Smarter Revenue Leadership Across the Mediterranean. So my name is Lucia, I'm a sales director in BEONx. And you see today, I've been joined by my colleague Juan Ruano and our special guest, Antonio Casale. They're both very known in the market and working in the industry for many years. I let you guys introduce yourself. You want, Juan, you want to start, and then Antonio will follow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the introduction, Lucia. So my name is Juan Ruano. I'm a revenue manager by trade. I've been in the field for many years, particularly specialized in revenue management system implementation. So that's going to be one of the topics today. So looking forward to the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Antonio?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. It's such a pleasure to be here today. I've been part of the hospitality world for over 20 years, and it's a sector that I'm truly passionate about. Over the years, I have had the opportunity to lead the amazing sales team for a major online travel portal and later to help drive the expansion of a revenue management platform across Southern Europe. Today, I'm excited to be working with RevPlus, which is an ecosystem that brings together innovative solutions like PrimaRes Channel Manager, Web Hotelier, and several property management systems, all created to empower hotels, simplify operation, and maximize performance. Looking forward to the session today as well.
Thank you, Antonio. Great. So what will be this session about? So today we explore how technology, automation, and AI are transforming the way the revenue leaders think and operate across the area. So we wanted to do this webinar in a different way. There won't be any presentation. I hope you will be happy about that, but it's more a discussion and an interview that I would be making to Juan and Antonio. We prepared a list of different questions, so the webinar will take more or less 30 minutes. We will leave the last 5 to opening up to any question or opinion that you would like to share. There is a button on the right that is called chat, so please drop any question that you would like to ask, and we will reply to all of them at the end of the session. So, great. If you are ready to go, I will drop the first one. So the first question, it's more like to look back of what just happened. The high season just ended for many of the Mediterranean markets. So how would you describe the past season in Southern European from a revenue management perspective? That's what I'm more focused on. And what do you think were the biggest wins and challenges for hoteliers? Who want to start? Juan, Antonio, which one of you?
Antonio, go ahead. You are the special guest.
Thank you very much, Juan. So the past season was a kind of resounding success, mainly due to incredibly strong tourism demand that showed remarkable resilience. The biggest win, for sure, hoteliers' ability to maximize occupancy and confidently raise prices when necessary, demonstrating a growing maturity in core revenue management strategies. The challenge, unfortunately, managing market volatility and rapid fluctuations, often still relying on manual processes or unintegrated tools.
And from my side, a couple of things I think align with what Antonio was saying. I believe it's been, generally speaking, when we talk about Southern Europe, obviously there are lots of markets within Southern Europe, but it's been a very positive season. However, the challenge is with profitability, because over the last few years, as occupancy was growing, we have the capacity to really increase ADR, and that was driving the profitability of the hotels. But that capacity of continue growing ADR is kind of becoming more limited. So as Antonio was saying, revenue management discipline, proper segmentation, yielding very, very finely is key to continue driving profitability. Additionally to the uncertainty, which I agree with Antonio, the twists and turns, geopolitics, lots of last minute pickup. Sometimes the season wasn't pacing really as we would like and expected, particularly from a revenue management point of view, but the business somehow ended up coming through, which is fantastic. Is also that there is across the entire region a huge surge of investment, new properties being refurbed, and that creates challenges but also opportunities. So we have to always keep in mind how much money we can make this season as well, but how we can continue being positioned strongly in this um, happening market over the next 2-3 seasons, right? And that key positioning is going to be fundamental to continue building profitability over the next few years.
Yeah, can't agree more with you. You both mentioned the strong tourism demand and growth, but also the fact that there really has been a lot of fluctuations and last-minute bookings. I think something that is really important and related to that is also how and what kind of role technology can have in all of that. And sometimes it still lags behind. So what do you think is the case, especially in this area? Why there is still they're not so sure about technology and they're reluctant sometimes? It's more cultural, structural, or simply a matter of priorities for them? And then you would like to start, we maintain the same order?
As you want. I can go ahead if you want one.
Yeah, go.
Thanks a lot. As I would say, first of all, taking care of your own distribution. It is essential. It is essential to have a channel manager, revenue management system that meet modern expectation and keep up with the times. These tools, in my opinion, are no longer optional. They are the backbone of the distribution. Without a fast and accurate channel manager, for example, pricing decision, whether made by a revenue manager or artificial intelligence, lose completely their value. Similarly, an excellent modern booking engine is the only way, for example, to maximize direct booking and reduce reliance from OTAs. The positivity, we are catching up quickly, I would say. There is a growing awareness that the technology is the only way to remain competitive. More importantly, the industry is moving toward flexible tech companies that release solution based on actual clients' needs. This ensures that technological progress is useful and tailor-made for our style of hospitality at the end.
And from my side, I think it's true that perhaps in our region, traditionally, technology has been seen as a cost rather than an investment. And that basically has led into the kind of situation where we are today. Completely agree with what Antonio said. It's true that in our region there are lots of local players, which is fantastic because that means that they truly understand the needs of the market. But when you are talking about connectivity, interoperability among different systems, that has been a problem up until now. So what we are seeing in the industry is lots of consolidation of technologies, partnerships like the ones we have, BEONx, Web Hotelier, and so on, to make sure that those local hoteliers have the capacity to really get the technology that they want, that they need, that fits the needs of the business. And then, as very well Antonio said, as the technology evolves, you can continue acquiring and integrating the right technologies for your business model and all working within your technology stack, right? So I think we are still we have some tech debt, let's say, in the region, but things are evolving so quickly that I think we are moving in the right direction, and it's also helping to change that mindset from cost to investment, and the improvements and the return becomes also very obvious, right? So again, that encourages hoteliers to continue investing in technology, and I believe that's the way forward.
Yeah, great.
Brilliant.
Thanks both for them. You will see that we are dropping some questions in the polls. I think it would be interesting also to know your opinion. This is the question of the attendees. So if you want to vote, it will be also helpful for us to understand how you are in this moment and what's your opinion in terms of technology and other questions that will be dropped during in the polls. And it leads me to another question that I really like. What do you think when you look at more mature or tech-driven markets such as Northern Europe or North America? What kind of lessons could Southern European hotels take from them? And on the other way around, what those markets, so Northern Europe and North America, can learn from the Mediterranean way of doing business, let's say?
Should I take this one? Antonio, you want to?
Yes, I can. So very good question. Thanks a lot, Lucia. Even because based on my experience, I've worked for both North European companies and American companies as well. So a powerful lesson from the North, which are more mature markets, for sure, data, discipline, and automation. Those are more tech-driven markets, and teach us that relying on a revenue management system is not a luxury, but in my opinion, is the surest way to make objective and non-emotional, but still data-driven decisions. A lesson from the Mediterranean, basically our countries. I'm sitting in Italy, by the way, is the human and relational approach. While the North excels at efficiency, we are still masters at creating, how can you say, a memorable and personalized guest experience. This human touch is a value that technology should support and not eliminate.
And aligned with this, I think, we've been revenue managing our destinations for many years, right? So our know-how and our commercial instinct in Southern Europe is there, in terms of how we have a total revenue approach, how we put in balance length of stay versus cost. That's something we've been doing naturally and improving over the years, and that's something that other markets where that doesn't come as natural, they are actually trying to copy. But at the same time, that debt that we were talking about before is something that we need to improve, right? And if we were able to empower this commercial know-how with the right technology, I think that could really deliver the type of results that we need, which basically means keeping those commercial instincts, empowering them with technology to deliver higher profitability for our assets, right? Which I think will be the perfect combination, North and South.
Yeah, we like when we can merge different stuff and we can get like insight and we can learn from other way of doing stuff. You both mentioned AI, and this is also one of the topic here. So you think as it's AI is a word that is on everyone's mouth, and it's the mainstream, so everyone is talking about AI, but do you think it's really game changer for Southern European hotels, or it's more like a buzzword than a business driver?
Should I go on or you?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, artificial intelligence, what a topic right now, today. Artificial intelligence is, in my opinion, quickly moving from buzzword to business driver in Southern Europe. uh, it's not science fiction. It's basically an algorithm that, in our world, makes it highly accurate pricing forecast in real time, 24 hours per day, 7 days a week. These, of course, translate to more revenue and less manual work, which is great. Artificial intelligence, in my opinion, is the key to automating pricing decisions and freeing up hoteliers' time in order to let them focus on hospitality itself. No, this is a change that is happening right now in the market.
And I think artificial intelligence is helping us all on our daily basis, on our daily life, professional life, personal life. So it's there. Is a buzzword definitely, but probably the buzzword of 2025 for sure. But it's already helping us. I think I see lots of artificial intelligence, different versions of it being applied on automation, on chatbots, communication with customers and things like that. But when we move to revenue management, the approach that we have taken in BEONx is basically how to leverage data to enhance the capacity of a revenue manager to take more and better decisions around forecasting, around strategy. However, in order to be there, you need to have a very solid, robust technology stack. So you have the right data. The data gotta be clean. The connectivity and interoperability across the different systems need to be there. And only when you have built that robust infrastructure, we are gonna be able um, to really talk about AI helping revenue managers beyond automation of manual tasks and things like that, right? Really enhancing our decision making, which is where we are. Things like forecasting. Traditionally, forecasting has been very linear, very heavily dependent on historical data. We have been a little bit stuck on the forecast accuracy conversation, which I agree is actually very important. But what AI, for example, is going to be giving us is this capacity to adapt to ever-changing markets. Before we mentioned volatility, we mentioned additional incremental demand going to the markets. All these elements which are thrown at us, AI is going to help us to be more adaptable and improve our reaction to market. So that's some examples where I think, generally speaking, the technology is there. What we need to make sure as a hotelier is that the infrastructure is going to allow us to reach that AI adoption.
Yeah, connected to something that you mentioned, and many times that I speak with, of course, my conversation are with chains, groups, bigger groups, smaller groups, and independent properties. And most of the time that I speak with independent hotels or small, mid-sized groups, I have this feeling that they are not still there, and they perceive that the revenue management systems are only for big players. So I would like to drop my next question. So you can already understand my point of view, but I would like to hear yours. Do you believe technology can now deliver value and ROI also for independent or mid-sized hotels as well?
Absolutely, yes. So the perception that advanced revenue management is only for big players is completely outdated, and probably a revenue management system is also the best way to if you want to compete against the big chains predominance, no? Nowadays, also thanks to cloud-based system, initial costs are very low, and the system today are much user-friendly than in the past. Also imagine that the value and the return on investment for an independent hotel is huge. Even a small percentage increase in ADR can make a massive difference to the bottom line. Today, I truly believe that a revenue management system is, once said before, is an accessible investment, not a prohibitive expense at all. Conversely, not having it in the long run probably might lead to significant revenue losses.
But I think that perception, Lucia, is actually there in the market, right? Where particularly in Southern Europe, where the needs of the hotels perhaps are a bit different, right? Because of the seasonality, because of to some extent, in some destinations, dependency on tour operators and things like that. It feels like only the big players have got revenue management technology because they belong to bigger brands that they were making the investment. And sometimes their experiences using that revenue management technology hasn't been great because the revenue management technology wasn't serving those needs that they have. But that's something that is changing, and therefore, these key functionalities like handling of tour operator contracts, per person pricing, extreme seasonalities, with the help of AI, going back to the previous question, but also developing specific functionalities, means that these hotels that traditionally have not been really benefiting fully from revenue management technology, nowadays they can. Additionally, integrations, we touched on it before, more and better quality integrations allow us to really connect our systems accordingly so we can get the right data and the right tech stack in place. And price, business model, flexibility. I think there is definitely, we've walked now, we can say, into the new era where revenue management technology can support our markets, and it's very exciting to see how technology companies, like in this case, for example, BEONx, are actually investing in servicing this type of hotel model and this type of markets.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that we are going to the last question, and I didn't stop you because I actually expected that I should, because knowing that you can talk for hours about topics, but yeah, good. So we can stick on time. One of the tools that we launched before is about the tech stack. So what kind of impact can the right tech stack truly bring to a hotel from an operational but also financially point of view?
You want on me?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite question. So I can take it now. Yeah, the reason is because sometimes when we are presenting a technology solution, it's important as well, but we get distracted in this kind of feature by feature comparison. However, sometimes I like to kind of move the conversation and say, based on your business model, based on what you are looking for, what potential impact we could have with this technology. If we are able to find that impact, we can perhaps even measure it. Then we will find the features and the methodologies which are going to help us to reach that. And then the impact obviously needs to be measured on financial terms. What type of opportunity do you have, and how we are going to help you to reach that opportunity? But then efficiency, and then also using the investment as a vehicle of change. Is not just a piece of technology which is going to help you to make more money, but perhaps it's going to empower your team. Perhaps it's going to change your commercial strategy and make it more dynamic. perhaps you are going to be using this to reduce dependency on OTAs or on tour operators. It depends what you want to achieve, right? But I like to really put the technology, the investment as what type of measurable impacts we can have on your business and where you want to be next year or in 2 years' time, and how we use that technology to reach that point. So it's a difficult conversation because sometimes people want to see a number and see specific features. But if we are able to elevate the conversation and look at the bigger picture, I think it's actually easier to quantify sometimes that investment.
I cannot agree more, Juan. I believe that the impact goes far beyond, by the way, numbers and dashboards. From a financial perspective, the right tech stack delivers real-time revenue optimization, which means selling the right room to the right guest at the right time at the best price. And this, as a natural consequence, will boost automatically the final profit. From an operational perspective, technology, as one correctly said, bring efficiency and well-doing to your teams. By simply automating repetitive tasks like manual rates update or complicated data analysis, where staff can focus on the guest rather on those manual tasks, improving these way services and reducing also the stress within your team. To conclude, my humble opinion is that a correct use of the technology make us more human, not less, and allow us to work smarter at the end of the day and not harder.
Yeah. I actually received a couple of questions for you through LinkedIn messages. I think probably someone was shy to drop the question here, but there are a couple of them that I think are really interesting. First one is, if you had to give one piece of advice to a hotel director adopting revenue technology for the first time, what would it be?
Oh, very nice question. So, focus on building a data-driven culture, not just on implementing a tool. This is the first advice I can give. Revenue technology is such powerful, but its impact sometimes really depends on how well your team understands, trusts, and uses the data that it provides. Uh, I think you need to make sure that everyone at your hotel, from starting from the front desk to the sales, will understand the why behind a specific revenue decision and is comfortable with the key metrics. Uh, in short, good technology amplify a good strategy. If it is in place, it doesn't replace it.
Juan?
And for me, I think it's very important to find the right technology for your business needs, and evaluate all the options nowadays. There are very good options out there, right? So map where you want to the business goals that you have to the system that can deliver them, right? And don't be afraid to ask questions. There is never a silly question. We are here to help, and make sure that you do an evaluation, which is going to help you to position your business strategically where it deserves and where you can get the maximum return over the next 3 to 5 years. Because those investments and the costs associated to implementing a tool normally means that you need to make sure that this horizon of 3 to 5 years you are being supported by best in class technology.
And then a very practical one. Who should join the first demo when evaluating an RMS? I think that's really, it's straight to the point, and it's interesting because sometimes this decision will take like months and many people involved. So what do you think? Who do you suggest?
This is a very good question because nowadays time is money, no? And in order to speed up a decision-making process, which can often be quite long, especially in this region, in our region, especially in Italy, I would say, it's essential to involve the right people from the very beginning. The first demo of any kind of software should include not only the revenue manager, but also key decision makers such as the GM, the director of sales and marketing, someone from finance if possible, someone from the ownership as well. Having all stakeholders aligned from the start helps everyone understand the system value, address concern earlier, and avoid the back and forth that can slow down the process later. In short, involving the decision makers upfront ensure faster consensus and also a smoother implementation journey after.
And from my point of view, is when I see lots of people coming to those meetings, I always struggle a little bit, because you have people coming with different interests and different focus to the meeting. So we need to kind of try to find in limited time an answer which accommodates everybody's needs. But at the end of the day, there needs to be a technical technical validation, a validation from the IT team as well, that all the integrations, all the connectivities, everything is going to be running smoothly, and then the financial validation, whether we bring everybody together in the same meeting or we have different meetings discussing all these topics, is depends on the cycle. But from a purely revenue management technical point of view, I think needs to come from top to bottom, meaning the company commercially, they need to understand where they need to land and what requirements they are going to have with the RMS, do this preliminary evaluation. But then I think it's very important to also validate the solution with the team, because the team at the end of the day are going to be the users. It's proven that higher adoption by them is going to also bring incremental returns. So they are key, right? So it is important also to not to forget the team that they are going to be using the system, and make sure that they can put their input into the overall validation of the technology you're about to acquire.
Yeah, thanks both of you. I was checking there is any other question. Let me check LinkedIn. Nope. So, well, I took some notes while you were speaking, just to make some conclusion about what we discussed today. Of course, we understand that revenue management in Southern Europe is entering a key phase of transformation. That's for sure. The past season brought some unique challenges, as always, like pushing hoteliers to think more strategically about pricing, forecast, and performance. Whether due to cultural structure or priorities, clear that embracing innovation can unlock new levels, let's say, of efficiency and profitability. And we also talk about AI and advanced revenue management system. It's no longer reserved for bigger brands, can be used to drive real impact operationally and financially to any kind of property. So in the end, I think that success will come to those who stay curious, who will be adaptive and see technology as partner and not as a threat. And I would like to thank both of you for being here. I also thank all the attendees. You will be receiving the recording of this webinar, so please share with your colleagues if you want. And we are, of course, available for any kind of question or doubt or opinion that you would like to share. And please drop us an email or look for us through LinkedIn. And yeah, we will be reply to any kind of question, and we'll be chatting with you. Thanks for joining this session, and see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.